Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Learn Spanish Like I Did podcast. Today, Emilio and I are diving into a topic that honestly can feel a little daunting, especially when you're in a new country or just learning Spanish. Navigating a doctor's office or a pharmacy. It's one of those real-world scenarios where even basic vocabulary can make a huge difference, right, Emilio?
Absolutely, Wesley. It's one thing to order a coffee or ask for directions, but when you're not feeling well, your brain just doesn't want to cooperate, and you need to articulate something as specific as "my ear hurts" or "I have a fever" with confidence. It can be a real moment of panic for a lot of learners.
It totally is. I remember my first time needing to go to a pharmacy in Mexico. I had this really stubborn cough and I just stood there, pointing and making hack noises. It was less than elegant. So we want to equip our listeners with the simple phrases that avoid those awkward moments and, more importantly, ensure you get the help you need.
Exactly. Let's start with describing symptoms, because that's usually the first thing you need to communicate. The most common way to say "my body part hurts" is "mi duele," followed by the body part. So if your head hurts, it's "mi duele la cabeza."
That's a fantastic starter phrase. Cabeza for head, super common. What about a stomachache, which seems to hit everyone traveling at some point?
Oh, tell me about it. For a stomachache, you'd say "mi duele el estómago." Simple, effective. And if you have a sore throat, it's "mi duele la garganta." Notice how we're using la or el before the body part, just like with definite articles. It's pretty consistent once you get the hang of it.
That's a good point about the articles. So "mi duele la pierna" for a leg, "mi duele el brazo" for an arm. It's a very versatile phrase. But what if it's not a pain, but more of a general "I feel bad" or "I'm sick"?
Great question. For a general feeling of unwellness, you can say "mi siento mal." It means "I feel bad." Or, if you want to say you're sick, it's "estoy enfermo" if you're male, or "estoy enferma" if you're female. Just remember to match the ending to your gender.
Okay, "mi siento mal," that's easy to remember and covers a lot of ground. What about specific symptoms like a fever or a cough, things that aren't necessarily pain?
Right, for those you use tengo, which means "I have." So tengo fiebre means "I have a fever," tengo tos means "I have a cough," and for a cold it's tengo un resfriado. These are incredibly useful.
Tengo fiebre, tengo tos, tengo un resfriado. Those are incredibly practical. I've used tengo tos more times than I'd like to admit. And what if you have a runny nose, because that often goes with a cold?
Ah yes, the dreaded runny nose. That would be tengo la nariz que moquea. Or sometimes you might hear tengo mocos, which is a bit more colloquial for having snot, but it gets the point across. But tengo la nariz que moquea is probably safer and more polite.
Good to know the nuances. So we've got how to describe symptoms, now let's think about the actual interaction. You walk into a pharmacy or a clinic. How do you initiate that conversation politely and ask for help?
Politeness is key, as always. You can start with a simple "hola" or "buenos días, tardes, no noches," then go straight into "necesito ayuda, por favor," "I need help, please." Or if you know you need to see a doctor specifically, "necesito ver a un médico, por favor," "I need to see a doctor, please."
Those por favors are crucial. It just softens everything. And what if you're in a pharmacy and you just need something for a specific ailment, like a headache?
For a pharmacy, you can say "necesito algo para," "I need something for." So "necesito algo para el dolor de cabeza" would be "I need something for a headache," or "necesito algo para la tos" for a cough.
That's super helpful. And often, when you're not feeling well, your mind might go blank, and you might want to check if they speak English. How do you ask that politely?
You can say "habla inglés," "do you speak English?" But I always recommend trying your Spanish first. Even a few words show effort and often elicit a more helpful response, even if they do switch to English. It's about showing respect for their language, you know?
That's a really good point. It's like the approach we talk about on LearnSpanishLikeIDid.com, immersing yourself and just trying, even if it's imperfect. The goal isn't perfection, it's communication, and when it comes to your health, effective communication is paramount.
Exactly. Let's say you're trying to find a pharmacy in the first place. You could ask, "¿Dónde está la farmacia más cercana?" Where is the nearest pharmacy? That phrase alone is a lifesaver when you're feeling miserable and just need some relief.
That's a fantastic navigation phrase. And once you're there, what if you need to explain something a bit more complex, like, I fell and hurt my knee?
Okay, that's a step up, but still manageable with basic words. You could say, me caí, I fell, and then, y me duele la rodilla, and my knee hurts. Combining those simpler phrases often works better than trying to form a complex sentence from scratch.
I love that strategy, combine simple phrases. It's like building with Legos. What about when they ask you a question you don't understand? Say, the pharmacist asks about your symptoms and you just catch síntomas.
Excellent point. It's going to happen. You can say, no entiendo, I don't understand, or, very politely, puede repetir por favor, can you repeat please? And if they're speaking too fast, puede hablar más despacio por favor, can you speak more slowly please? These are also crucial for any beginner learner.
Those are so important for managing the conversation. You're giving yourself space to process, and then, once you've gotten your medicine or advice, of course, gracias, thank you, is essential.
Always gracias, and a friendly adios or hasta luego when you leave. Remember, a smile and politeness go a long way, especially when you're not feeling well and might be a little stressed. People generally want to help.
Absolutely, it's about being prepared and confident, even with just a few key phrases. Let's quickly recap some of those power phrases for our listeners.
Sure. So, me duele la cabeza, and el estómago la garganta, for my head, stomach, throat hurts. Tengo fiebre, un resfriado, for I have a fever, cough, cold. Me siento mal, for I feel bad.
And for asking for help, necesito ayuda, por favor. I need help, please. Necesito ver a un médico, por favor. I need to see a doctor, please. Necesito algo para el dolor de cabeza. I need something for a headache.
Plus, ¿dónde está la farmacia más cercana? Where is the nearest pharmacy? And those conversational lifelines, no entiendo, puede repetir por favor, and puede hablar más despacio por favor.
Fantastic. I think having these in your back pocket, even if you just write them down on a little card, can give you so much peace of mind when you're traveling or living in a Spanish-speaking environment. It really empowers you to take care of yourself.
It truly does. And remember, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Even if you're just practicing in your head, preparing for these situations can make a big difference when they actually arise.
That's right, so don't be afraid to give it a try. Even imperfect Spanish is better than no Spanish, especially when you need to feel better. Thanks for joining us today, Emilio. This was incredibly practical.
My pleasure, Wesley, and to all our listeners, stay healthy out there and keep practicing your Spanish. Hasta la próxima.
Adios, everyone. We'll catch you next time on Learn Spanish Like I Did.